Hey Fawn, it's Amy. I just wanted to show you something that I forgot to show you the other day when you were asking about yarn overs. I'm working on knitting something up right now, and it was a yarn over that I just realized that I didn't show you what it did. So anyways, I want to show you the 4 yarn overs, and hopefully this will be a good little reference for you. Please ignore the fact that I'm in desperate need of a manicure. One of my pet peeves in these stupid YouTube videos of people showing you things and how to do things is when people don't get manicures. So I guess the lesson is make sure you're perfect before you judge other people, and that'll never happen. So anyway, so this is the 4 different yarn overs that you can have. So the easiest, of course, is the knit one. It's a yarn over followed by like knit one, yarn over, knit one. So it's, you would knit one, I hope you can see this. So you would knit one, and then the yarn over, you just pretend that you're knitting again, but you just don't put your needle in. You just yarn over, and then knit one again. And so what that's doing is, as I've said before, if you could see here, you're creating, let's see if I can get that to focus, you're creating an extra stitch right here, and the little eyelet, which it's a design element pretty much. It creates that hole, and as you can see, if you follow, like this is your cast on row, so we've got 2 cast on here. That's like a purl bump and a purl bump. That's from our cast on. And if you follow the purl bump all the way up, it should end in a stitch. And this over here is a purl bump that ends in that stitch. And so you can see we've created a stitch in between those two rows, or those 2 columns really. So that's knit one, yarn over, knit one. And like I said, that's used to create these yarn overs, create holes in your work. And so for the scarf that I'm making, it's just a design element to create these little decorative areas. So that's what it's used for. And it's sort of like lace knitting, what they call it. I don't know why they call it that. Okay, so that's knit one, yarn over, knit one. Then there's a purl one, yarn over, purl one, which would be, you bring your yarn to the front, and then you would purl one, and then just the same way, you would pretend like you're putting your needle in, but you're not. And so you're going to just go ahead and wrap it again as if you just put it in and pulled it back out, and then you purl again. And you'll notice that, sorry for the noise, that this did the same thing on the work. It pretty much just put the same extra stitch in between those 2 rows, and it did it in the same orientation as the knit yarn over. The yarn is going from the front to the back on both of them, which is the way it should be. Now I'll show you how to do the knit one, yarn over, purl one. It's a yarn over that's followed by the opposite stitch. I'm just going to unknit this real quick. The way I unknit, if you need to back up your work, is I pull this really tight, the back yarn really tight, and so whatever is going through that, whatever stitch is going through that, then I know I can just stab it and let go. So I'll do that again. I'm sorry for the crappy camera work. Bad lighting. I could redo this. Anyway, okay, so now we've got a knit one, yarn over, purl one. So it goes knit one, and then you want to yarn over, and then you want to purl one. So you pretty much, the confusion here is that when you go to purl one, that you pull the yarn, the front of your work. Well, it's already there now because I've just done the yarn over. So you're just going to have to do it again. And then you purl one. Because if I had just done knit one, yarn over, so I'm going to pretend like I'm going to do it, and then purl one, pretty much I'm just purling. I've just brought the yarn to the front of the work, and then you just purl. And so it's not going to result in that extra stitch. So you need to wrap it one more time. So it's knit one, yarn over, purl one. So you bring the yarn back to the front and purl. And then you have that same eyelet stitch. Now this is the one that is a little trickier, but I think it's actually the easiest one, is the purl one, yarn over, knit one. So it's you're purling and you have to yarn over, and then you have to, the following stitch is a knit. So say I'm purling, so I purl one, then I have to yarn over and knit one. So the way you do this is you just leave the yarn at the back of the work and knit. And you can see as I pull that around, it's actually creating that extra stitch right there. So it went ahead and just did it for me. And that's the easiest one. The way to remember that one, you could actually do it the other way, like pulling your yarn to the front and all that. You can do it that way. Let me see. Let me do it again. So you want to say I'm purl one, so I'm going to pull the yarn to the front and purl one. Then I want to yarn over. So if I yarn over as if to purl, I would pretend and then just wrap it. And then knit one, I would bring the yarn back to the front. So pretty much I'm just undoing, what I just did. So pretty much you're just leaving the yarn to the front is what it amounts to. And then knitting one, you knit one and you bring it around. So it's still creating that, that thing. You could do it. It's just another way to think about it, but you could go about it that way, or you could just leave it to the front and then knit and it'll create that little hole. Hi, Witch. Anyways, that's it. I just wanted to show that to you. Hopefully that'll be a good reference for you and clear up any questions that you might have. I also wanted to show you how it's a good practice to slip the first stitch of every row. Say hi, Wedge. Yeah. Anyway, I want to show you how to slip the first stitch of every row. It gives you a neater side edge. It's something that I learned, something that they really don't teach you, but a lot of knitters do it, and it really does make a big difference on your finished work. So anyways, I'll show you that soon. I love you. I hope to talk to you soon. Bye.